Happy September. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Hannah. On my channel, we do a lot of lifestyle, productivity, a little bit of motherhood, and some bookish stuff. And I am so excited for the month of September because this is really like easing into fall. I am from Georgia, so it's pretty hot for most of the year, depending on your definition of hot, maybe like half the year. But for me, today is a high of like 85. And we're ready for fall, you know? Like, it feels incredible out there right now compared to how it's felt for the past couple of months. So I'm just excited to get the house decorated for fall and start drinking PSLs and doing all the fall things. My husband and I have a little tradition. We don't get a PSL until it's been like a high of 75. So we're still gonna have to wait on that. But I'm just really excited for fall. So I'm gonna do my September monthly reset today. We're gonna talk about August, how August went, reflections, things that I loved, things that maybe didn't go so well, and then plan for September and get ready for this month. I'm so excited. I won't be doing any like fall decorating or anything like that in this video because I'm gonna have a video coming out so soon and it's going to be my easing into fall video. So I'm very excited for that. Stay tuned, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, but let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about August and my reflections on August. I have my little bullet journal here. I guess we call this a bullet journal, not entirely sure, but this is kind of how I have it laid out. Like, let me show you August. So this was August. I did a monthly layout here, and then I also had just like weekly and then daily pages. And I will honestly say that this is the only way that I've been able to like sustain doing anything like this. I'm not like able to keep a planner religiously. So I like doing this where if I have something to write down, I'll write it down. If I don't, I don't. And then I don't feel bad about it because I'm not like missing weeks at a time. If I have something to write, I'll write it. And then if it doesn't get written in here, there aren't like tons of blank pages. I just do it as I go. So I am going to start out by decorating my September page. I already laid out the calendar and everything with my like monthly spread, I guess, but then I'm going to actually put September up here. I have a little checklist on the side just for things that I want to do throughout the month that I can check off. So like this has 7 little video play buttons because I'm hoping to post 7 YouTube videos in the month of September. Everyone keep our fingers crossed because August was not great. But with that being said, I guess we can just start on my August reflection. So first up, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of my favorites for the month. I didn't have a ton of things that I felt like I should list out as favorites for August because I didn't really buy anything that I loved that was new, but a couple things that I did want to mention. My mascara. I have the Maybelline Sky High mascara, but I got it in brown this time, like a true brown, and it's perfect. It doesn't look like too crazy on me since I have like reddish brown hair. It looks so much more natural and I love that mascara. So I wanted to make sure I included that in my monthly favorites. I also am obsessed with Factor meals, and it's really unfortunate how expensive they are because my like 50% off discount just ran out. So I will be getting new Factor meals today, and then after today, I canceled it until I get another good discount because I'm not about to pay like $12, $13 for one portion of like a microwavable meal, but they're just so convenient and they made my life so much easier in the month of August. August was kind of hectic. So like we went back to school, my husband started back football, like the grind of football season. So that's tough. And then I have the kids and there's just a lot going on. And if I can simplify my life in any way, I will. And that is just one incredibly easy way to simplify because if I can come home and not have to worry about cooking dinner and watching my kids and trying to maintain the house, 100%. So my Factor meals, they were great for the month of August and they'll be great for the next week. And then I'll have to actually figure out something to do, which is sad. This feels really random to say, but another thing that has been a top favorite for me for the month of August would be lamps. Like, I have just loved sitting around reading with lamps on and not the overhead lights. It's just so cozy, you know? There's just something about it. So lamps in general, just, they made my favorites in the month of August, which sounds hilarious, but it's true. And my last favorite has to be Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited has been incredible this month because here's what I did. We'll get to my favorite books of the month and the books that I read later, but I have gone on Kindle Unlimited and been able to download almost every single book that I want to read. And once I read Fourth Wing, I went on TikTok, and TikTok was like, if you like Fourth Wing, try these books. And they were like all on Kindle Unlimited. There was maybe one or two that wasn't, but I didn't get those because why read the ones I'm gonna have to pay for when I can read the ones people are recommending for free? Not for free, but for a small monthly fee. So I have absolutely loved Kindle Unlimited this month. I have in the past felt like it wasn't worth it. I wasn't getting my use out of it, but I think that I've really come into being able to use it and actually getting my money's worth. So Kindle Unlimited has been great this month. The month of August, I feel like I really figured out what type of book I love to read, and that started because I decided to give Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros a go. So this book is incredible. I know that people hate on this book all the time online. If you see things online about this book, it's either people who love it or people who are like making fun of it, but it's great. So as someone who was a Harry Potter girl for her entire life, I would just read Harry Potter over and over again. But this is like incredible. It's a fantasy romance and it has everything that I want in a book. The writing style, I'll give it to you. It's not great. So if you're someone who's like picking apart and dissecting how somebody is writing something, maybe it's not for you, but it's a fun freaking time, okay? This is not about the author's writing style. This is supposed to be like someone's basically inner monologue, I guess. So I don't have a problem with the writing being like immature because she's like a 20-year-old girl and it's not that big of a deal to me. So if you think you can get past that and you haven't read Fourth Wing yet, you should definitely read Fourth Wing, and you should also skip ahead to the next section of this video because I'm about to spoil you. In the beginning of Fourth Wing, you know you're reading a romantasy, right? So you know that there are characters who are gonna get together, and it's just the tension between Violet and Xaden is perfect. I love kind of the slow burn aspect of it all, and knowing what I know now, I love thinking back on kind of like the development and what it took for Xaden to fall in love with Violet and Violet to fall in love with Xaden. It's fantastic. I feel like there is such a good plot here along with the romance. So I'm not somebody who wants to just read a romance that is set in a fantasy world, if that makes sense. I want to have good fantasy plot line as well, and this did it. So Fourth Wing to me was a 5-star read. I could not stop thinking about it after I was done reading it. I went and immediately got Iron Flame, read it, and then I reread both of them in the month of August. So this book right here, 5 stars. I went back and I like flagged things in here. So I have like a flag for Violet and Xaden's romance. I have a flag for like different theories that I have. So there's also so much foreshadowing that she does in these. I just thought that that was so good. After I read Iron Flame and I went back to Fourth Wing, I was like, this is even better than I thought it was the first time, because she has so much in here where she's foreshadowing something else. So like my yellow tabs are foreshadowing. And if you haven't read Iron Flame yet, you might want to go ahead, boop, 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 skip ahead. And I'm telling you right now, if you haven't read these books and you are even remotely interested, skip ahead because you need to read them. 5 stars. Easy 5 stars right here. Let's just go to, okay, page 18. This is incredible. I'm not sure if this is foreshadowing or if this is still a theory, but this is talking about Jack Barlow. They're about to go across the parapet and he's yelling at Violet and he's like, let's go. Some of us have things to do on the other side. He had things to do on the other side because I think he was already venom when he went in, and he was planning to lay all those like traps and things. I also have some blue flags in here for when Xaden was obviously reading Violet's mind or her intentions or whatever he says he can do. I feel like every page I flip to is something about Jack Barlow. This is like, Jack falls down the mountainside in an avalanche of rock that I know he can't survive. Except for he can because he's Venom. When I tell you I've thought about this book almost every single day since I read it, that is not an exaggeration. Like, I go on Reddit from time to time, every now and then, every couple days, and I look at theories. So if you have any fun theories that you want to share with me, please comment them below, because I would love to do nothing more than talk about these books for, I don't know, until Onyx Storm comes out. And then I guess I'm going to talk about that book until the next one comes out. I've devoted my life to these books, evidently. So Fourth Wing was good enough to read, reread, and flag. So incredible. 5 stars, easy. Obviously, I just said I read Iron Flame. So Iron Flame is the second book in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. And this one is a little bit slower. I thought that this one had less, I don't want to say it didn't have a good plot, because it did. And I liked what was happening, but I thought it was so slow. There were a lot of things in here though that I think could set up for something in the next book. Let's just take this for example. My orange little sticky flag is for theories that I have. So those little excerpts that are at the top of each chapter are incredible. And I think this one's important. So I flagged this one. I flagged a ton of other things, but this is just something random that I turned to. It said, it was only in the last 50 years that we realized they were no longer solely coming from the barons. They'd begun to take recruits, teaching those who never bonded a griffin to channel what was not theirs to take, to upset the balance of magic by stealing from the very source. The problem with mankind is we too often find our souls to be a fair price for power. And that's not crazy on its own, but I know that she wrote a line where Violet's sister said the exact same words. So I think she's gonna turn Venom. That's my theory on that. I would seriously sit here forever and do theory videos, and I might do some short form theory videos, because I'm telling you, these books have a chokehold on me. I don't think this one is quite 5 stars because of how slow it was. It is the only book that has ever made me want to throw it at a wall. So there's that. The end, it wrecked me. It absolutely destroyed me. I think that without that ending, I would have given it a little bit lower, honestly, but I think I give Iron Flame 4 stars. And this is the one that gets tons of hate online, but seriously, it's worth it for the plot. I love Violet and Xaden, and I cannot wait for Onyx Storm to come out. So I read those 2 books in the month of August. So after I read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame twice each, I knew I was gonna be on a book hangover. So I went to TikTok and I was like, what should I read next? I love Fourth Wing. TikTok gave me the answer. So I read Quicksilver, and Quicksilver was such a good book too. I feel like it's a little bit less popular. So if you have not read this one, I'm gonna try to keep this spoiler free. So our main character is Ceres, and she's living pretty much in the slums, and she is struggling to get by every single day. She doesn't have enough water to drink. They're pretty much dying. Her mom died in like a rebellion, and she's just living, trying to get by. She eventually somehow, I'm not gonna tell you, figures out how to open up a realm to a world where there are fae and vampires and all these really, really fun fantasy characters. And when she does that, she meets our male main character, Fisher. Fisher is kind of an asshole at first, but it's like, it's a banter that I can appreciate. I really, really liked that about this book. I thought that the back and forth between the female main character and the male main character was incredible. That's something I really liked about Fourth Wing, and I'm gonna have to have it in my books from now on, or I'm not gonna like them as much. And we definitely had that in this book. The romance was very like slow burny, but it was more spicy than Fourth Wing. The only thing I didn't like about this book was I felt like the very ending was super, super rushed. So we like built for a long time, and then nothing happened until like 90% of the way through the book. That's not true. Other things happened, but like the big thing did not happen until the very, very end. And I kind of wish that that was a little bit more of the book because I felt like it was really rushed at the end there. I still love this book. I give it a 4.5 stars. It's incredible. And I hope that the book that I'm reading next is gonna live up to the ones that I've read in August. My September TBR has a lot to live up to, but I'm gonna be confident in it because I'm very excited to continue with this. Maybe I'll venture out of the romantasy genre, but not right now. But if you have any book recs, please leave them in the comments because I would love to hear those, or any of your theories on the Empyrean series because, like I said, I'm obsessed. All right, moving on from books because I swear to you I could talk about Fourth Wing and Iron Flame forever. I'm just gonna have to get myself off that train so we can talk about something else. I've decided in my resets I'm gonna start talking about my favorite memory from the month because I think that would be fun, just like a good way to remember something big that happened that month that I don't want to forget. And this month that was my husband's football team beating our like city rival. This game is huge. Like, it was a televised high school football game, and it's something that we haven't actually played them in like 5 or so years. And my husband's team has not won in 20 years. So going into that game, we're always huge underdogs, but we won. And it was such an exciting week leading up to it. There was so much like anticipation, and then it was televised. The game got delayed for lightning. It was just a huge, like, everybody's like anticipating, and there's just so much anxiety around it, I guess. Not anxiety, but just, I guess, just anticipation. And then game got here, got delayed, and then we won. It was such a good game, and I am so excited about that win. It actually felt like a big win for our team, not just in the sense of like we won that game, but also like we're 3-0. We have like a good culture going right now, and I think that's so fun. The kids on the team are awesome, and I don't know, it was a good time. It was a really good time. And when your husband spends so much time doing something like coaching football, and then you're around it, your kids are around it, you just get very invested. And that was just such an exciting win for us. So that was my favorite memory from August. Now we're gonna get into the not so fun things. So like the struggles that I had in August. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was not all sunshines and rainbows, because August is the month that me and my husband go back to work officially because we're both school teachers, and it kind of kicked my ass. Like, I was struggling through the month of August just with like basic things, like coming home, getting dinner cooked, getting the kids, making sure everything was ready to go. Everything's like running smoothly. And it was not running smoothly. Like, our house was a wreck. I was staying up so late. We were getting such little sleep because we have 2 young kids. So they're not sleeping. We're not sleeping. We're having to make sure that like clothes are ready, dishes are ready, everything is good to go for the week. We have all kinds of random stuff after school because of football season, JV games and fall festivals and all this stuff. And I just felt, for a long time in August, I felt like I was kind of like drowning, and it was a struggle. So I feel like over Labor Day weekend, I have kind of got some stuff together, and we did a lot of dishes, did a lot of clothes, made sure everything was picked up around the house. And I feel like that's helping out a lot. But there are some things that obviously in September we can do to alleviate the issue before it becomes so overwhelming. So we'll talk about those in a second. But my struggles were mostly, I wrote down 10-minute tidy. I really want to do a 10-minute tidy every single day. It's not that hard. It's 10 freaking minutes. But I come home and crash out. So I also put like having a life after work, because right now I am going to work, I'm coming home. We are doing like our routines for the day, and it's not fun. And I don't want my whole day to be like dedicated to my job. I also wrote down cleaning, just like cleaning in general, making sure that I am cleaning enough throughout the week that I'm not having to spend my Saturdays and my Sundays freaking picking up a house because I didn't do it on the weeknights. Like, I would rather do it on the weeknights and have all weekend to have fun with my family. So that was a struggle. And then also documenting. I have no pictures, none from the month of August. Like, it's so crazy. I love pictures. I love taking pictures. I love editing pictures. I didn't take any pictures in the month of August, and that's so sad to me. So I want to focus on that a little bit in the month of September. So that's kind of my monthly reflection for August. So now let's get started on September. We're going to start by making the calendar page pretty, filling in anything that I need to fill in there, and then we'll talk about my goals and my intentions for the month of September. I spent a little bit of time journaling some goals and some main focuses for September. I'm not really a person who does a ton of like goal setting because I am not a person who's gonna look back on that. So it's utterly useless to me if I sit here and tell you like a bunch of goals that mean nothing to me. So I'm just gonna kind of tell you like my intentions for the month and kind of some things that I'm hoping maybe to get done in the month of September, because that's more of my type B personality. So I want to take more pictures. Like I said, I have almost nothing in my camera roll from August, which is so sad. So I'm going to try to document a little bit better in the month of September. I also want to stay consistent on YouTube, and I'm fine since I'm working a teaching job. I have 2 kids. My husband coaches football. Like, I don't have that much time to myself, and I understand that, and I give myself grace, but I do want to make sure I post at least 1 video a week on YouTube. That would be consistent enough for me in the month of September while we're getting back into the swing of everything. However, I would love to have 7 videos go live on YouTube in the month of September. So 7 is like my reach. At least 1 a week is my bare minimum. I also want to like have fun on socials. I kind of talked about how I would love to talk about books a lot more, and specifically Iron Flame, Fourth Wing. I would love to just like have a little discussion on like TikTok, Instagram, something where I can find people who are interested in the things that I'm interested in. I would also like to share a little bit more about how it is being a football coach's wife. And I know that that's not like my target audience because that does not apply to a lot of people, but I don't know. It's just something about finding the community and like having fun talking about things that actually do matter and do apply to your life. So I do want to do that. I haven't posted on like TikTok, Instagram, or anything in such a long time, and I just need to get back to like having fun with those social medias, if that makes sense. I'm doing a 10-minute tidy daily. It is not a question. Like, I need to do it because if I don't, my life is going to be a disaster. I'm going to be stressed out, overstimulated. Just pick up for 10 minutes a day. It's not that hard. I've actually just decided I'm going to set an alarm on my phone right now. And when this alarm goes off, it's going to be really late. It's going to be like 9:30 p.m. But at 9:30 p.m. every night, I'm doing a 10-minute tidy because I think 9 p.m. is probably the only time that I will consistently be at home every single day. So 9 p.m. we're doing a 10-minute tidy. Actually, I think I said 9:30. 9:30 p.m. we're doing a 10-minute tidy. Then I need to make sure that I meal plan starting next week when I don't have any factor meals. So that's also on the list. I made a section for like things to be excited for in the month of September. I actually don't have any plans for the month of September at all. So my things to be excited for right now consist of colder weather, my first PSL, and football getting real because we get into like region play and it starts actually meaning something. I may want to paint the living room. Actually, I 100% want to paint the living room. I may get it done in September. I would love to get it done in September. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I would love for it to happen. So I have this down as like a maybe goal, get the living room painted. I am so sick of having gray walls in my house. And this color that you see like right here, that's the color I'm going to paint the living room. And I'm so excited about it. I just want to get like decor up. I want it to feel homey in here. I want to get this gallery wall up and running, but it's not going to happen yet because I don't have that much stuff for the gallery wall yet. So we're still curating for that, but I can paint the freaking living room. So I do want to hope that I can at least get that done in the month of September. And then for books, I'm going to start ACOTAR. My friends have told me that I need to read it it's a culture thing at this point. So I should probably just go ahead and start. My friend brought me the first book, so we're gonna get started on ACOTAR in the month of September. I have my month set up here. I don't want to actually put like all of my video ideas and stuff on here right now because I don't know exactly when I'll want those. So I'm gonna get a little printable calendar and we're gonna do a little bit of content planning for the month of September because that's something that's gonna help me be successful with staying consistent on YouTube. So I kind of need to map out the month of September with my video ideas and where they're gonna fall on a calendar. If you're a Notion girl, please explain to me how, because I would love to use Notion for this kind of stuff so that it's not like everywhere and so that it's digital and I can mess with it wherever I am on whatever device I want to, but I just can't figure out how to use Notion in like a very simple, minimal way because everything that I see on Notion is like, it's everywhere. Like you gotta click links to get into this and get into that. And it's just easier for me to write it down and like have it instead of trying to figure out where it is in Notion tabs everywhere. So I would be interested, especially for content planning, in figuring out how Notion works, but I have not done that yet. But anyways, I got a couple of videos mapped out on a calendar so that I can kind of go from this and know when I need to record things so that I can post them on time. That's pretty much the extent of what I'm gonna do for content planning right now. I just wanna plan those long form videos and like I said, have a little bit more fun with the short form content. So I'm gonna go eat lunch and then read a little bit of my book. I'm reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night right now and I'm locked in. It's so good. So before I start ACOTAR, I'm gonna finish reading that and the book that goes with it because I think it's like a 2-book series. So I'm gonna do that and then we need to clean up a little bit around the house, get a little bit more than a 10-minute tidy done today and head to Walmart because I have some things to pick up from Walmart and I might just wanna look around a little bit and see what we can see in the fall section. So that's what I'm gonna go head to do now and I will see you guys when I get back. Okay, I think I've had a pretty good mix of a relaxing, cozy day and a productive reset. So I think I'm gonna end this vlog here. I'm gonna go read my book, hang out with my family, and I will see you guys in my next video.